So I will discuss to you the increasing and decreasing functions. Let's say we have the function y equals f of x. Since that is a curve, and let's say we have this following graph of that function. Say uh, we have this graph or curve y equals f of x. Right? So at what interval the function is decreasing or decreasing? So let's say this is the maximum point, and say this is the minimum point. So if we project this value, let's say at x is equal to a, and this value is equal to x equals b. So ito yung technique ko. Since this is a curve, okay, so i-rewrite ko as line. Okay? So say this is the maximum point, and then say this is the minimum point. So at this left side, since pababa siya, so magdodrawing lang ako ng pababang line. And then, connect ko lang tong isang line. Okay, so hindi tumama. And then, connect ko din yung isang line. Okay? So, say that is yung point na yan. And then, of course, ito si x equals a. And then, ito naman si x equals b. Okay. So, to get these values, so a and b are called the critical values. So to get the critical value, get the derivative of the function. So y prime equals f prime of x, and then equate it to 0 to get the critical values. Okay? So take note that the derivative of any function is just equal to the slope. Okay? So at maximum point, since that is the slope of the tangent, so at maximum point, we have this line, okay? Wherein our slope at maximum point and minimum point is equal to 0, meaning the slope is equal to 0. Now, we have, say, we have the critical values a and b. So example, so these critical values a and b divides the curve into 3 intervals. Okay, so we have the following interval: negative infinity up to a. Okay, and then we have the second interval at a hanggang b, and then the third interval is at b up to positive infinity. Kasi uh, looking at this left side, di ba? Hanggang ano na yan hanggang negative infinity. And then dito naman sa pinaka-right hanggang positive infinity, kaya interval yan ay b up to positive infinity. Now, when can we say that at a given interval, the function is decreasing or increasing? Okay? So, looking at this graph at the right side, okay, just take note of this. Kapag ganito yung line natin, okay, the slope is positive. Okay? So, kung andito yung point or andito yung point sa dulo, pareho lang slope niyan. Slope is positive. Kahit sa gitna ka kumuha, slope is positive. Pero kapag ganito yung line, ang slope naman natin is negative. Okay? And take note that the slope is just equal to the derivative of any given function. Okay? So, example, So, gamitin ko na yung example doon sa module or sa LMS ninyo. So, example, we have the given function y equals 3x squared minus 12x plus 9. So, first is to get the derivative. So, y prime is equal to 9x 9x daw. Sorry. So, it should be 6x so sorry kamali ako, hindi dapat ganyan. Say we have the function, ayan, we have the function x cubed minus 6x squared plus 9x plus 1. So, get the derivative, y prime is equal to 3x squared minus 12x plus 9. So, kahit wag nyo nang isulat yung 0, okay lang yan. And then, if you want, you can already input this onto your calculator or kunin nyo muna yung common factor. So, common factor nila is 3. So, x squared minus 4x plus 3. And then, what are the roots of this quadratic equation? So, y prime equal to 3. So, we have the following roots. X minus 1 and then x minus 3. So, we have, and then, as I have said a while ago, set y prime to 0. So, 0 equal to 3 x minus 1 x minus 3. And then the roots are x equals 1 and then x equals 3. So, these values are called the critical values. Okay? And then at the same time, these values are either the maximum value or the minimum value. Okay, so if you will graph this function y equals x cubed minus 6x squared plus 9x plus 1. So you will get this graph. Okay? And then, okay. So, by approximation na lang to guys, ha? Okay. So, the critical values are, say, okay, this is x equals 1. And then, let's say this is the other critical value. This is x equals 3. So, by merely looking at the graph, we can say that uh, at the interval negative infinity to 1, we can say that the function is, okay, etong curve na to, parang palitan mo lang ng line. Okay? So, kapag ganito yung line natin, we have the positive slope, meaning, kapag positive slope tayo, that is increasing. And then, at the interval 1 hanggang 3, so if you connect these 2 points, so ang line natin ay pababa. So, meaning, ang slope natin is negative. So, at this interval, ang function natin ay decreasing. And then, sa interval 3 up to positive infinity, so kung tutuloy natin doon, pag ito naman siya, so ang line natin ay pataas. So, the function is increasing. Okay? But how to determine whether this critical value x and 3 are said to be a maximum and minimum? Ito kasi madali lang hanapin kapag i-graph natin. Pero kapag i-solve natin, paano? Okay? So, knowing that at this point or the maximum value, ang f prime of x natin is equal to 0. Okay? And then dito rin, ang derivative natin dito, f prime of x is equal to 0. So, meaning, any value, okay, any value less than 1, okay, so consider a value slightly less than 1, okay, say at x is equal to 0.5, okay, so if f prime of x is greater than 0, we can say that the function is increasing. But if the derivative of the function is less than 0, we can say that this function is decreasing. Okay, so going back to this, at x is equal to 0.5, so asan ang derivative natin? Okay, ayan. So at f prime of 0.5, So just substitute the value. So we have 3.5 square minus 12 times 0.5 plus 9. So by your calculator, f prime of 0.5 is equal to. So calculate natin. So 3 times 0.5 square minus 12 times 0.5 plus 9. Okay. So, ang derivative natin ay 3.75, which is the 3.75 is greater than 0. So, meaning, any value, okay, less than 1, we have uh, we have a positive slope, meaning increasing yung function natin at this given interval. And then, at the interval 1, 3, so sa interval 1, 3 tayo, so kailangan ang value natin is pasok sa interval na yan. Okay? Okay, so say x equals 2. So f prime of 2 is equal to 3 times 2 square minus 12 times 2 plus 9. So, ang f prime of 2 natin is equal to what? So, calculate ulit natin. 2, 2. Okay, so, we have the given value. Calculated value is negative 3. A negative 3 is less than 0. So, meaning, at this given interval, our function is decreasing. And then lastly, at the interval 3 to positive infinity, so guys, wag nyo nang gamitin yung wag nyo nang gamitin yung critical values kasi kapag 3 ang ginamit nyo, automatic 0 yung sagot ninyo. Okay? So, at the interval, so mag-isip tayo ng value greater than 3. So, say 4. So, at x equals 4. So, f prime of 4 equal to 3, 4 square minus 12 times 4 plus 9. So, what is f prime of 4? So, calculate natin. 4, 4. Okay, so, positive 9, which is greater than 0. So, we can say that at this interval, the function is increasing. Okay? So, dito nakuha yung idea ng maximum and minimum values of a function. So, if you have questions, just send your questions or you can reach me through Messenger. Okay?